Welcome in to Takabowler Gaming. My name is Takabowler, and today we are going to begin a new campaign playing as the Kingdom of Greece in Hearts of Iron 4. This is actually a campaign I began already in a offline bit, and it was so much fun and went so well that I decided I would restart before getting to the third achievement in the run and try and do it online, so that because I feel like it's kind of a hidden gem of a fun little run, and hopefully it'll go well. The last achievement in the run would be the hardest one, but hopefully it will go well. The achievements you would get if you finish this campaign correctly all the way through. If you don't already have them, you would complete I captured the Bosporus and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Because as Greece, you will own both sides of the Bosporus. You would also complete right up here. This is madness. As Greece, fulfill the Magali idea and then form Greater Greece. At the exact same time, you will get Istanbul is Constantinople again. If I can get up there. As Greece, capture Istanbul and rename it Constantinople. And then finally, the main one we're actually going for is freedom or death. As Greece, liberate Albania while being at war with Italy. Now, obviously, I have some of these already, but this is the way we're trying to go about this run. It was a lot of fun to me. There's a couple of things I'm going to do a little bit differently. Hopefully that doesn't destroy the run or something, but we shall see. This was a cavalry. I've switched it to infantry. Otherwise, I've got exactly where I am. I'm going to put this guy, because he's got the most attack, even though he is defensive-centric. I'm going to put him in charge, and then we're going to put that field marshal in charge. Neither of those are going to matter all that much, at least until Italy comes knocking. So we'll be okay, hopefully. We're going to get that electronic engineering. We're going to start off with standard stuff. For factories, I'm just going to build militaries. Just building a ton of militaries. And hopefully that will be okay. For dockyards, you can build submarines. I just wound up building convoys. I think I may change that. We'll build some submarines. Sure. How much steel does a submarine cost versus how much steel does a convoy cost? Because steel is a factor. 2 for a submarine, 1 for a convoy. We'll just do a convoy. We'll do that. We're going to get rid of artillery for now. And I'm going to put everything on infantry equipment. We will, as we collect more military factories, we will get back to making artillery. But for now, it's not that big of a deal. And then we have insufficient resources. So. Ooh, we can actually do stuff with you. Ooh, nice. I don't know which one of those I want. I think probably Guerrilla Fighter. Probably. Because whenever we do fight the Axis, we're going to be defending like crazy. So, we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Decisions available is the... Oh, yes. We will need to do that, so we'll keep that there. Yeah, that's okay. We'll get those later. Okay. So for focuses. In order to do this achievement run, you have to get the Gordian Knot. And then you have to do this one. This will give you the decision to form Greater Greece. Either that one or this one. Yeah, so this one does that. So to get there, you have to get down to here. Ideally, we'd start going down this path. This requires that the 1936 Greek parliamentary election is not active, and requires that the king has been placed under house arrest. So we have to wait for the election in 25 days, and we have to put the king under house arrest. So first things first, we're going to put the king under house arrest so we can make that happen, and then we have to wait 25 days. So let's get one of the other ones going. I do think that unlocking managing debt to the IFC decisions is a really good thing to do, and that's only 10 extra days, so we're going to devalue the drachma first. This exists over here. I think these are good things to eventually look at getting, but I didn't get those yet. Probably will head over there after the first war. But we are going to devalue the drachma. Our financial woes seem to have no end, and defaults and debts have left us with an economic situation that is absolutely untenable. We must intentionally engage in currency devaluation as a requirement for stimulating foreign capital inflow, even though it may hurt some of our debts in the long run. This will give us 120 political power, which is really nice, and unlocks managing debt to the IFC decisions. So, we're going to go speed 5, and we're just going to wait for the election to happen. Let me go over here. I think that once you place the king under house arrest, it guarantees a victory for the... I think for the Republicans? Yeah, I think for the Republicans it guarantees a victory for them. Because the monarch is under house arrest. And that's a problem. And then I've just lined up all of our troops on Turkey's border here. We can start getting some planning prep going. We are going to have to come across here. I personally just abandon these islands. Your allies will come in and defend them and get them back. The Greek people have filled the streets of Greece today, celebrating the choice of the army to ensure the monarchists could not interfere with the election results. The Venezuelists have been delivered a powerful mandate to govern, returning from their exile abroad, but they face an uphill battle, uniting a very divided country, and a country that has not forgotten the disastrous war that they pulled the whole country into in 1919. There also remains the question of what they will do with the captured Greek monarch. Regardless of what happens, interesting times lay ahead for Greece. At last, we have returned. The monarchs become indifferent. The communists become indifferent. Politics will change. This becomes the ruling party. Public elections will be held, and they take place every 5 years. Okay. So now we go 10 more days, and we'll get our focus done, and we will begin to mess with things. So they do have a faction system here, and you can befriend and crush each one for a lot of political power. You can gain support, or you can gain stability and stuff, and just destroy factions and things. Up to you. Now, we have 143 political power. I chose to go ahead and get the Resolute Social Democrat. This gives us 5 stability, gives us daily democracy report, which will also increase stability, but more importantly, gives us that +5 political power gain. And the sooner you get that, the more that's going to come back for help. So I went ahead and got that. I would recommend it, but you don't have to. The other one that I think is important to get is this guy. The monarch has to be friendly or loyal for that. We will eventually be able to do that. And then I went with Prince of Terror. But you don't have to. That was primarily for the subversive activities. Certainly you could get any of the other ones here. This also helps. Bathroom Backstabber. Anything to get that political power going up even more. We have a lot of political power gain in this country, but it's good to have more. Now, if you don't want to go quick, you could try to go down here and get rid of the debt situation by liquidizing, things, and this is a lot of resources right here. That would be 140 days there, and then you would go for this one, and then you can get rid of your debt with France completely via that. Yeah, you can. You can also go down here and build up your economy, but my recommendation, if you're doing this run, is to get the war with Turkey done ASAP. So we're going to go straight down here. We're going to take a quick detour right here, but we're going to go straight down here for this. And it should be done by 1938 at the latest. With our leader, finally back in charge. That's just Greek to me. We can invite our comrades back from the long exile that was forced onto them by the monarchist regime. We will need every bit of help if we are to get our country back on track. So that will give us more political power. We'll change democracy up 5. We'll change communism up 3. And they will return from exile. We'll have more generals and some more ministers. So we're going to bring home the exiled peoples, and that's 70 days. Now the debt. This is the debt. You have 100% to the British, 100% to the French, 100% to the Italians. That debt is... it affects this, the consumer goods factories that you have. It affects... I want to say it affects your build time. It's not great. That debt, let's see if it's over here maybe. Here it is. Stability and consumer goods factories plus 15%, 5 for each country, I'm assuming, and stability of minus 10. The Italians don't ultimately matter. I assume that we're going to stop repaying them debt when when we go to war. But I don't think that paying the debt back gives any benefit to the country that you're messing with. Other than, I think it might affect some of this. Not sure. But I go ahead and I'm going to repay the debt to the British, and I'm going to repay the debt to the French. I'm not going to worry about the debt to the Italians unless I'm just swimming in that much political power. But we will need the British and the French on our side, and we're not going to care about the Italians this run. You can only do one at a time. It's 25 political power. So you click that button, and then for 60 days, it pays off a quarter of it. You have to hit the button 4 times per country, and you can only do one country at a time. So you can hire your advisor for 112 and do that, and you still have 6. So that's why I recommend doing the advisor. So in 60 days, we will need to be hitting that button again. In 70 days, we have 120 political power coming. And so we got a lot of political power to spend, but it is coming in quickly, so that's kind of why I recommend getting those advisors as you can. But you can see it's coming in faster than the 25. So at the end of the 60 days, we will have net more than we need, so we can continue to pay this debt off. It's not a crippling debt. I really thought before I played Greece that their debt was kind of in a crippling situation. It's really not. Really not that bad. You know, I'd love to have more infantry equipment. I'd love to have more stuff there, but it's really not that bad. They're at 18. I would not mind having some stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and drill these units. Interesting that some of these are no longer veterans. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drill those units, try and see if I can't get up to 5 power. In fact, I'm going to drill everything. See if I can get up there. I wonder what this is at. That's at 16. Okay. Okay. We will go ahead and just continue the research. It'll be a while before we're at war, so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. All right. He passes away. The Prime Minister, leader of the guys, and revered titan of Greek politics has passed away peacefully in his home. He was a passionate contributor to the Greek multi-party system and a figure who was perhaps unrivaled in how much he influenced the Greek national consciousness. How can words alone do justice to the man who gave so much of himself to his country and his countrymen? He is the architect of the nation we have the privilege of serving today. And the enduring legacy he leaves behind will outlast us all. The only black spot in his immaculate record is the terrible loss of our nation suffered in the devastating Greco-Turkish War of 1919. It is a blemish on an otherwise perfect legacy that we fully intend to avenge ourselves upon. He was a revolutionary, a statesman, and a political pioneer. He was our patriarch? It's ethnarch? Maybe a country leader? And we shall remember him as the uncompromising lion heart that he was. This guy, Sophilus has taken over as Prime Minister and the leader of the party. And he has declared a national day of mourning for the recently deceased father of modern Greece. So we lose 5 stability, but he has this guy has a daily political power gain as well, and plus 5 stability. So stability should go nowhere. No, it does. It did go down. I don't know. But we should be very soon to having that done, and we can pay off a debt in 8 days. There is a little bit of days between. So if you're going to min-max it, you're going to be paying off the French one day after the British. Because... where are we here? Yeah, see, the British don't show up for a couple of days, so we can just pay off the French, and the British will be there by the time we're done. Demobilization. No. Well, we would gain... what is this? We would move to volunteer only. Or I have to have 10% war support. Huh. Ooh, recommission the American battleships. Let's see. We don't have enough manpower as is. I think we're going to trust that we're going to have stability coming back, and we're going to lose that 10% stability of not getting the ease of conscription. I know communism gains support, but we're already dealing with that. So we will again do a advisor, and I'm going to go ahead and do this guy for political power. And we still have 34, so we're still good on that front. Next up, we have to go to the left here, so we're going to do compromise with the monarchists, and that will make the monarchists friendly. We may not like the king, but our country has been divided over this issue for too long. Instead of risking yet another civil war, let us bring the monarchists to the table and discuss terms. The time for struggle is over. We gain a base stability of plus 10%. There we go. George III relinquishes his stranglehold of the country and becomes a constitutional monarch. And this is only 35 days. There are a lot of 35-day focuses in this tree. It goes faster than you'd think, from the looks of it. But let's see, our planes are here. They're going to be over Greece when push comes to shove. And we're only at 2 army experience. We want to add this infantry in here. The artillery's already over here. And then ideally, we would either add artillery to make this a 7-2. Where's this artillery? That would be 10 more. Or we would just add some more mountain divisions. Not sure. Dispersed makes sense because I am going to take this all the way to war with Italy, war with the Axis, and we're probably going to be bombed into oblivion. But that'll be okay. When we get to 5, we can just take a detour. At some point we may have to take a detour anyway. We can get Hellenistic Armed Forces. That's 10 army experience right there. And if we won't have the detour immediately, before the war, we can get it like right as the war's going. I think that actually finishes before this. 16 days on that, and that's done. Alright, next up. Sorry for my stuff here. Alright, so now we are going to remember the Anatolian catastrophe. The Asia Minor campaign was nothing short of a disaster. Our people were slaughtered, our prestige ruined, and our political movement crushed, all in the course of 3 years. We cannot let this be our legacy. We must spin this in a way that our people will blame the Turks and not us. And maybe then, perhaps, we may finally fulfill our dreams of a greater Greece after all these years. So we'll gain the national spirit, Martyrs of the Anatolian Catastrophe, which does grant recruitable population, and war support. And we have stirring emotions over Anatolia, could have unintended consequences. Those unintended consequences is the rise of fascism in the country. Now that was 70 days, which means that we're not going to get the war support up before this. The question is, this moves us down here. It's ultimately just 150 political power. We're going to ease up conscription. And I mean, 150 political power to get it back. Not going to be the biggest concern in the world when push comes to shove. Alright, and so now we're going to come back here. In 3 days, we will pay off the second payment to the British. We can do war propaganda again. There we go. So yeah, we're at there. We've paid off 16-point-something% of our debt, 7% of our debt, so we will pay to the British. And basically, there is a point later in this campaign where the British and the French and the Italians, if we invite them, I'm not going to this time. They have to do things for us, or it's better for them to do better for us if they are doing things for us. And I really want them to like us. That's a really good goal. So we're going to try and make sure that they like us, because they are our allies in trying to take over Turkey. So yeah, we need them to be on good terms, so I'm going to go ahead and repay the debt to them. And already, we have, we don't yet have another factory there, but our consumer goods factory should be headed down, which is always good. Do we have any occupied territories? No, we don't. I don't know why we have low manpower concerns. I mean, yeah, we have an army. It's doing its thing, but... So yeah, we're just going to have 20 combat width. It's all infantry with a support artillery. Not the best for attacking, but that really, it really truly is not going to matter in the slightest. Now we're going to have this one continue to drill until it is ready to go, but the rest of them are going to just do their thing. So, we're still way behind on this stuff, although it's closer. Eventually you're able to get a little bit more. Nationalist Spain declared war on Spain. Okay. Theoretically, I could maybe send an attaché. But I don't have... Is command power really ticking up that slowly? I could send an attaché, but get more military experience that way, but we are going to need our military power, or our political power. Alright, so that will give us a little bit of the conscription back, but not a ton. Alright, so now we can restore our home, and this will remove a national spirit, and it does get opinion from United Kingdom and Greece, and France up, which is nice. Italy gains reneged on the debt, so that would kind of remove our debt to the Italians. I think that's what that would do. Let's see what that spirit is. That's this one here. So the spirit gives us consumer goods factories of minus 10%, but it does send a lot of our resources to market, and has the economy laws and trade laws cost extra. So you could get that gone. That would be here. You could also get Birthplace of Democracy, which gains stability of plus 10%, gains war support of 25%, removes that basically from political instability, and it has a change in popularity of democracy of 5%. Or you could ignore both of those and just continue down the line. And we get Venerate the Ancient Hellenes, which gains the national spirit there, which does give us stability of plus 5% and gives us more political power. We're swimming in political power in this country. I'm going to ignore these two for now. I'm remembering they're there for later, but I'm going to just continue on down the line and get to war as quick as we can and get all the benefits of that as quick as we can. Are we not the descendants of the venerable Greeks of old? Do we not share blood with those masters of polemics, philosophy, and war? We shall instill a strong sense of pride back into our people, so that we may take our place as the guiding star of Europe once again. 70 days. Check on this. 4 days on the debt. Let's get that going. It's like we're swimming in political power. It's not that big of a deal to spend 25 every once in a while on this idea here. The Anatolian fascists mobilized. So again, this is the unintended consequences. The self-proclaimed fascist movement of Greece has reoriented according to our new political reality. Bitter and disgruntled Greek refugees exiled from Turkey are starting to flock to the new radical political movement of that guy, another Greek exiled from his homeland. He is a vocal proponent of the megali idea and the reclamation of historical territories lost to Turkey, although his views are far more radical than any of ours. Some reports suggest that he aspires for Greece's borders to extend beyond just the Aegean, and that he may have designs on the entirety of Anatolia. However, such reports should be taken with a grain of salt. What sort of madman could make designs over the entirety of Turkey? Nobody will ever follow him. Fascists emerge. They start off as hostile. We gain base stability of minus 0.5%. So now, we do have hostiles there in the fascists. Here's the thing. Going down here, there are other achievements that you can get with Byzantium. In order to get that, you have to revive the double-headed eagle, which requires honor and fear, not the way we're going to go, the Gordian knot. You have to go with honor and fear. And then you can revive the double-headed eagle. That gets the unlock decision, revive Byzantium. Then all the way down here, if you have both sides done, you can get Byzantine Theomata. And that unlocks the decision, restore the Byzantine Empire. That's another set of achievements. In order to get this, you have to have that the megali idea was not approved. Basically, you kind of have to have fascism. Oh, and here, yeah, current ruling party is fascist. So, you can spend your 250 political power to befriend the fascists. That will make them yeah, so current ruling party is democratic and has national spirit, coalition with the EEE. So you can get here and you can befriend the fascists and that will grow them. Coalition with the EEE is it's down here somewhere. Where is that? I remember it. I remember seeing it. EEE. No, not RR. EEE. Ah, here it is. It's way down here. Or is it? Ah, gets event, negotiations with the EEE. So in that event, you can do that. And you can then hire an advisor. One of these guys. Here we go. For fascism support, maybe not. Has completed the focus, recruit the fascists. So is that over here? No. Where is recruit the fascists? Here it is. So that's down the economic path. That's down the King's government path. By the way, I'm pretty sure that would be one way you could try to get the fascists in control through that event. And you can form Byzantium. But for me, I'm trying to wind up at war with Italy and also the other two achievements. You can get Istanbul as Constantinople again. by forming Byzantium, just as you can by forming Greater Greece. But the other ones would require that we go down the right side of that path over here. So we're not going to do that. So as soon as we can, we will form the anti-fascist organization. We will crush the fascists as soon as we can. But I think that I'm going to end this episode here. I've been talking about gaming. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please do like, please do comment, please do subscribe. Let me know if you're excited for this. If you've played Greece since Battle for the Bosporus, I think if you haven't, you will be pleasantly surprised. Let me know if you're going to try and get all 4 of these achievements in one run, because I think it would be a fun little run. But I've been talking about gaming, and I will see you next time.